So I'm back at my pond job this morning. Got the excavator started up, and I brought my grading bucket. So I'm going to work on burning this brush pile this morning. I can't really do a whole lot until that's done and gone, so that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to come over here and see if I can make a little spot. It shouldn't take long for that to burn up. It's not a huge pile of stuff. And then in the meantime, I'll work on transferring some more of this sand back over here and getting it stockpiled so it's easier to pile up over there once we start building the pond dam back. So it looks like the fire got started pretty easily. It's mostly small stuff anyways. Trying to burn it a little bit slower so it doesn't create so much smoke. Cause too much attention. I don't want to smoke everybody out on a Saturday morning, but that's not too bad there. I'm gonna pile some more on there and go ahead and try to burn slow, but burn as much as possible to go ahead and get it over with. So while the fire is burning down, I'm gonna take and transfer a little of this dirt back that I dug out last weekend and stacked up over the week and dried out pretty good. So this is what I'll use for everything behind the pond dam to kind of build the mass. Probably when I get about 2 feet above the water level, I'll use it. It doesn't have to hold any water back. All it's going to do is just act as a big mass there. In case we do get a big storm, it will add a lot of height to the dam so the water doesn't go across it. It'll run around the spillway, and I'll also use it to fill the hole back in that I'm going to dig to get all the dirt for the pond dam. Closer to where it needs to go. Then I'll climb up on top of that. Transfer it back. I just wanted to go ahead and move some of it before I got up there and had such a big pile. Bucket on, but I still need to be able to use the thumb, and I don't need all those hoses hanging down while I'm stacking brush in the fire. So I'll just wait till that gets burnt down some more, and this bucket holds about the same amount anyways. And once I get the fire burnt down, I'll probably put the grading bucket on and run around the edge over there and clean it up a little nicer. that I can carry the overflow structure over here using it, and also I gotta have the skid steer so I can get the skid steer across. Just all my materials for right now.
If I can keep it burning like it is right now, where it's burning good and not creating a lot of smoke, I'm gonna just kind of keep everything piled up on it. Hopefully get rid of all that mess this afternoon.
So you can tell I'm cutting all that dirt back and piling it up right here. I'll probably throw it back a little bit farther one more time. And then pretty much I've got to cut out all the good dirt out of that hillside for the pond dam. And then I'm just going to replace it with that and then use that to kind of fill in behind it and the slope and everything. So not a whole lot more I can do here other than let that burn down and wait for the overflow structure to be made next week. So I put my grading bucket on now. I'm gonna let that keep on burning down, and I'm gonna work on this edge here a little bit. Can't really pile any more sand up over there until all that's gone. So I'm gonna work on grading this edge out and taking some of the dirt up here and kind of wasting it right there in that slope there a little bit.
Piled it up. It's dried out some. I'm gonna run down here, cut this back a little bit, get away further a little bit so I don't swing into it.
put the bucket back on with so I could use the thumb, and got everything stacked up and piled on top of it now, so that should burn down really quick now. It's nice and hot, not smoking much. I was able to get that mud tossed over there and kind of blended some of it into the hillside. So once this brush pile's gone, what we'll do is put the new overflow structure in right here, let it sit. We'll get that put in. Dirt, I have to cut out the sand and everything. Get some clay put in here, and we'll get that set. And then the following day, I'll probably do it that afternoon too, is go ahead and take some of that dirt and get it transferred over here, because you can see how much water flow there is, because we've got to be able to put all this dirt in here and pretty much build the dam as the pond starts filling up. So I'm gonna have to be able to build the dam and dig all that out within the same day. So it'll be busy, but I think it's possible. I might actually throw some of that back a little farther beforehand, just to make it a little easier, because some of that's going to go for the top of the dam and back side of it, and then the rest of it's going over there to fill that hole in. So I got done what I wanted to accomplish today, and the main thing was get that brush pile burnt, and most of it will burn down. There'll be a little bit left, but I can just push it back up when I come and it'll disappear. So while I was doing that, I was able to cut pretty much from the edge of that creek back over this way and got it piled up, and some more cut out and laid around, and regraded this edge out a little bit, kind of soften this slope, and I pulled the bank back about 4 or 5 feet so it'll make the pond a little bit bigger. So now all that's left to do is, that brush pile was holding up everything. Well, the overflow's holding up everything. They still haven't made it yet, so I'll get that next week. I'll get that set, and this should look like a pond after next weekend.